I was researching pirated films on YouTube, and I came across this site. This is a full copy of a feature film called Producing Adults. And aside from the fact that it's on YouTube in its entirety, what I found interesting was the uploader listed all these various other links, including a website, a blogger, blogspot.com website. And when I went there, I found a website called Jess, and it does have a Blogspot address, and immediately popped up, ironically enough, a copy of our film, and then came Lola. So needless to say, I'd rather not see our film online. It's in its entirety. If you scroll up on the page, you'll see there's a number of other films. This one hosted on the Russian site VK. Scroll down, and there's another one. It looks like this is the link to it. I suppose if I click to it, I'm taken, yes, indeed, I'm taken to the entire video. But scroll down a little bit more, a couple more films, and you come to our film. Anyway, what's interesting about this, if you look at the embed video, it's here in its entirety, but this is not a YouTube embed. It's actually a Google Drive hosted embed. The window looks the same as YouTube, but if you click around, you won't come to anything. But if you do click it, it will play our movie, copy Wolf Video's logo at the front, and indeed our entire film is on here. So the question becomes, well, it's not being hosted on YouTube. How do I remove it off Google Drive? Yeah, and it's got, subtitles conveniently enough.
Not so good at middles, and I never get to the end.
Anyway, so I'm going to right click here. It has this nice handy report abuse option. However, easier said than done. Apparently the illegal file online is Come Lola. It's an MP4, and it's been uploaded by Jess D. Now it gives me options of types of abuse. Obviously I'm going to go for copyright infringement, and a button that says report copyright violation, which is exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to click it. And then it comes to this other page, abuse program policies and enforcement, blah, blah, blah. If you believe someone is violating these policies, report abuse. And it, gives a list of them. Obviously, the last one on the list, of course, I'll scroll up so you can see it, is copyright right here. It gives you a little respect copyright laws, will respond to clear notices of alleged copyright infringement. Repeated infringement will result in account termination. Yeah, I believe that when I see it. But anyway, let's get back to this. So if you believe someone is violating these policies, report abuse. Over here, there's another option, which is report abuse in Google Drive. So I'm a little bit confused because I thought that's what this was. After all, if I scroll down, you see this is Google Drive, and it is where I was brought once I clicked the button on the previous screen. So let's try, if you believe that someone is abusing these or violating these policies, let's try this one. Okay, so it says report abuse in Google Drive. Great, that's what I want to do. Open the file, click on the help menus, report abuse. Okay, I did that. Choose the type of abuse found in the file. I did that. Submit abuse report. Yeah, I kind of did that. So here I am. Where do I report it? I go over here and I report abuse in Google Drive, and there's really nowhere to go. So again, Google touts itself as having streamlined the takedown process for infringing content, yet frankly I'm rather experienced at this, unfortunately, and quite proficient in sending takedown notices in various applications and various hosts, and even I'm fairly experienced with Google, both on YouTube and elsewhere. However, this has me somewhat perplexed. Okay, so I'll go over now. Obviously that's not an option. Okay, so I click the abuse button and I go back to report abuse, and I'm back here. Of course, if I receive a notice of abuse, I can appeal the violation, but that's not what this is. I actually want to send an abuse notice. Okay, so I report abuse in Google Drive. and I'm back to square one. Forgive me, but this does not seem to be a particularly efficient way of reporting abuse. So let's go back to the beginning again. Okay, here's the screen. Here's the screen I came to when I first wanted to report abuse. Okay, let's go back to the original file. Let's do this again to make sure I'm not insane. So I go over here, I right click. See, I'm going to do, I'll make sure it's all on the screen here for you to see. Right click, report abuse. I come here, it's copyright infringement, right? Okay, we're good so far, right, Google? Okay. Report copyright violation. All right, so I'm back here again, and I do believe that someone is violating their policies. Okay, so I'm going to report abuse. Open the file, click on the help menu. Open the file. Does that mean I have to go back to the file? I can't open the file. I can copy the URL. I can inspect the element. Doesn't really help me. That's just the code. So, you know, I'm kind of at a loss here as to how to report copyright infringement with this particular file. I will go to my bookmark for Google here. Let's see, I have a Blogger takedown form, which I'm going to send secondarily to report the actual Blogger website. I don't really want this either. It's DMCA Google. Okay. All right. So now we're back at the master Google takedown page. And let's scroll here. Google Drive. Okay. And it asks you a series of questions, of course. What can we help you with? I would like to report that circumvents copyright mechanisms. No, this one. Yes, I am the authorized owner. What's the infringing work video? Let me scroll up so you guys can all see this. The image is a video of myself. No. Okay, so now I get to submit this form. All right, so I guess I'm finally at the right place. So I will fill in my information. Oh, God. Fast Girl Films, producer at fastgirlfilms.com. Please select one. Oh, it's all the way down at the bottom here. US. Where can we see an authorized version of this work? Well, actually, so I have to type in, I'll use my US distributor, wolfondemand.com, feature film, and then came Lola. Okay, now I have to provide the location of the allegedly infringing material. So let's go back here. Report abuse. We get the exact URL for the file. Go back to this page where I can put in the location of the infringing material. And then I have to click these boxes that say I have good faith. I'm authorized to blah, blah. Oh, yeah. And then they let me know that they're going to publish a little notice on chilling effects about my takedown notice, because after all, the fact that I'm taking down a copy of my film that appears in its entirety online on a Google-hosted website may in fact chill someone's free speech. So best to put the notice up there so everyone in the world can see. Never mind that the site is engaged in ongoing piracy and Google's really doing nothing about it, but that's another story for another day. So I'll sign my electronic signature, some verbiage about account disabling. Quite frankly, that doesn't happen that often. For repeat infringers, it takes multiple takedown notices. I mean, Google could go to this site, right? And I would assume that their employees could spend about 2 seconds at the site, look at this list on the left-hand side, and see all these titles of films that are basically pirated online. You'll see that there's plenty of, if if you look at this list on the left, there's dozens of titles of films that apparently on this site in their entirety. And so I'm not sure why Google can't take a look at a website and determine on its own that this site is basically dedicated to copyright infringement. Here's another film, popular lesbian title, Elena Undone. And if I do the same thing over here, and I right click on this file, and I want to report abuse, or, the distributor wants to report abuse, we're brought here again. If I were reporting it, I'd copy this URL, go to this forum, blah-de-blah, and do the whole song and dance again. Obviously, it's not the most efficient thing in the world for filmmakers to have to jump through this many hoops to do this. And it would be nice if Google took it upon itself to, once a site is reported, to determine once and for all whether that site was in the business of ongoing copyright infringement. It seems to me that they could do a lot to mitigate the problem by being proactive in removing these sites. But I guess I can dream, right? A girl can dream. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. I'll send this in, and we'll see. Today is Sunday, May 18th, and I'll see how long it takes for this page to be removed. And we'll certainly notify the distributors of these various films of their titles that are online as well. So that's it. That's how Google makes the DMCA takedown process on blogspot.com easy peasy. So today's Saturday, March 24th. This website, Jess, Blogspot hosted website, remains online with numerous films available for streaming for free, basically pirated content. And despite the fact that Google has received a number of DMCA notices via the distributor for infringing films and from me for infringing films, this site remains online. So the question is, how many strikes does it take before the good folks at Google can determine that a site exists solely to pirate infringing stolen content? I guess here we are more than almost a week later, and it's still online. As well as this file that I reported for my particular film, it also remains online nearly a week later.